In the sprawling azure cloud sect, the name Lin Feng once echoed with promise. A prodigy, they called him, the youngest to ever reach the Spirit Foundation stage at just 16. His future was a tapestry woven with threads of gold and glory. But fate, as it often does, had a cruel sense of humor. A mysterious illness struck, his cultivation stagnated, and then it began to regress. The prodigy became a pariah, his name now a whispered joke in the sect's corridors. Trieur. For 3 long years, Lin Feng endured the scorn, the pity, and the open disdain. The golden boy was now just the boy who fell. His days were a monotonous cycle of grueling, yet fruitless, training. He pushed his body to its absolute limit, hoping to reignite the spark that once burned so brightly. But his meridians were like a dried-up riverbed, refusing to channel the spiritual energy of the world. The only constant in his life was a simple, unadorned black ring he had inherited from his late mother. It was his last tangible connection to a happier time, a time before the whispers and the pitying glances. Today was the annual sect competition, a day that once brought him honor, but now only brought humiliation. His opponent was Wang Lei, a former peer who now reveled in his downfall. Wang Lei's cultivation had soared, while Lin Feng's had plummeted. The arena buzzed with anticipation, not for a fair fight, but for a spectacle. They were here to see the final, crushing defeat of the fallen genius. On the grand, fighting stage, Wang Lei stood with a sneer plastered across his face. "Lin Feng," he drawled, his voice dripping with condescension, still clinging on. "Why not just admit you're trash and save us all the time?" The crowd erupted in laughter. Lin Feng's fists clenched at his sides, his knuckles turning white. His jaw was set, his eyes fixed on his opponent, a storm of defiance brewing within him. He would not break. Not here. Not now. The elder, overseeing the match, gave the signal to begin. Wang Lei didn't hesitate. He channeled his spiritual energy, his hands glowing with a faint blue light as he launched a crashing wave palm technique. The attack was fast, powerful, and aimed to end the fight in a single, humiliating blow. Lin Feng, with his weakened cultivation, could barely muster the energy to form a defensive stance. He raised his arms, bracing for the impact he knew he couldn't fully block. The force of the blow sent him skidding back several feet, Yarmenombe, a trickle of blood escaping the corner of his mouth. The crowd roared its approval. "See," Wang Lei shouted, "you're nothing." He pressed his advantage, a relentless barrage of strikes forcing Lin Feng further and further back. Each block, each desperate dodge, drained Lin Feng's meager reserves of spiritual energy. His vision started to blur, his breath coming in ragged gasps. Defeat seemed inevitable, just as Wang Lei prepared a final, decisive strike. A powerful energy fist aimed straight at Lin Feng's head. A voice echoed in his mind. It was ancient, raspy, and filled with an almost bored-sounding authority. Pathetic. The voice said, "Is this all you've got? Move your left foot 3 inches. Raise your right hand." Now, the voice was clear, sharp, and commanding. Lin Feng, acting on pure instinct, followed the instructions without a second thought. His body moved in a way that felt both alien and perfectly natural. His right hand, guided by the mysterious voice, deflected Wang Lei's fist with an almost casual grace. The force of the blow was dissipated, redirected harmlessly into the air. Wang Lei stumbled, his eyes wide with shock. He had expected to crush Lin Feng, not to have his most powerful attack brushed aside so easily. The crowd fell silent, a collective gasp hanging in the air. What? What was that? Wang Lei stammered, regaining his balance. The voice in Lin Feng's head chuckled, a dry, dusty sound. Foolish child, his technique is full of openings. Now, strike his right rib. Use the flickering shadow footwork. Yes, like that. Again, Lin Feng's body moved. He was faster than he'd been in years. He appeared before Wang Lei like a phantom, his fist connecting squarely with the spot the voice had indicated. A crack echoed through the silent arena as Wang Lei cried out in pain, clutching his side. He stared at Lin Feng, not with scorn, but with a dawning sense of fear. This wasn't the Lin Feng he knew. This was something else entirely. How is this possible? He wheezed. Lin Feng was just as bewildered. He looked at his own hands, feeling the surge of power, the clear flow of energy he hadn't felt in so long. It was as if a dam within him had burst. The voice spoke again. The ring, you idiot. I reside in the ring. Now, stop gawking and finish this. Eosopen. Sweep his legs. Following the command, Lin Feng swept his leg out in a low arc. Wang Lei, still reeling, was caught completely off guard. He crashed to the stage with a heavy thud. Before he could even think to get up, Lin Feng was on him, his palm hovering just inches from Wang Lei's throat. The fight was over. A deafening silence enveloped the arena. Then it erupted. Not with laughter, but with gasps of disbelief and shouts of confusion. No one could comprehend what they had just witnessed. The fallen prodigy had not just won. He had dominated his opponent with an effortless display of skill that bordered on the impossible. High above, in the VIP seating area, the headmaster of the prestigious Celestial Dragon Academy, a man whose presence usually went unnoticed, leaned forward in his seat. His old, wise eyes, which had seen countless battles, were now fixed solely on Lin Feng. A rare, intrigued smile played on his lips. Interesting, he murmured to himself. Very interesting. He had come to the Azure Cloud sect looking for talent, but he had found something far more compelling, a mystery. As the elder declared him the winner, Lin Feng stood dazed in the center of the stage. He touched the black ring on his finger. It fell to arm. Who are you? He whispered, his voice trembling. The ancient voice replied in his mind, a hint of amusement in its tone. I am the one who will make you the strongest being in this world, but it won't be easy. Your victory today has drawn unwanted attention. Your path has just become far more dangerous and far more exciting. Are you ready, boy? Lin Feng looked up, his gaze sweeping over the shocked faces in the crowd, finally landing on the distant, approving nod of the Celestial Dragon Academy's headmaster. A fire, long thought extinguished, roared back to life in his chest. A slow, determined smile spread across his face. Dangerous? Exciting? After 3 years of despair, he was more than ready. This was not an end, but a new and far grander beginning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic tailies. Let us know in the comments what you think will happen to Lin Feng next. See you in the next video.